What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. So with it being a Friday, we're going to be doing my weekly Trading212 portfolio update. We'll have a look at how each of my individual 31 stocks / ETFs have performed this week, and we'll see if we bought or sold any stocks. And with all that being said, let's dive right on over to Trading212. We can see here at the moment on the left, my overall portfolio is currently worth about €8,705. That's up €1,200 in profit, or just under 16%. Now, if we look at the USD and GBP conversions, if I just check my phone, that equates to about 10,471 USD. And for my UK viewers, that equates to 7,553 GBP. If we look at the 1 week chart, it was fairly choppy for a blue chip portfolio. We can see a fairly significant drop here. Well, again, when I say it's significant for this style portfolio. It dropped here on Tuesday and Wednesday, but it started to recover. And overall, this week, we're down about 0.9%, so not even 1%. And again, as a long-term investor at dollar cost averages, in some of my stocks going to the red, this just poses a good opportunity to get in at a cheaper price. In terms of adding investing funds, I did state in yesterday's video, or the day before, that I'll be adding a further €400 today, so I'll be doing that later on. I'll be putting that into the free funds. I won't be buying any stocks today, but I will be getting that €400 in for the next few weeks to take advantage of any stocks that go into the red. By adding that €400 in later on, that will be my overall account balance up to the over 9,000 mark, which I'm very happy with the progress here, as we're now 9% or will be 9% towards my overall goal of having €100,000 invested in the market. So I did state a few weeks back as well that I would like to get to the 10,000 mark by the end of June, so that's definitely on right now. In terms of my trading this week, we deposited about €105 or so. We got a 20-cent dividend on realty income, so that won't break the bank, but again, it's 20 cents nonetheless. It all adds up, especially when it compounds over time. And again, I mentioned we deposited €105 or invested €105 this week to dollar cost average into the iShares Global Clean Energy ETF. We bought 3.6 more shares there. We also bought 91.7 shares of High Tide, another €40 spent, and then we bought 0.2 or 1/5 of a share of Nike at €25. Now let's have a look through each of my portfolio pies to see how they're performing this week. Now overall, out of the 31 stocks / ETFs I hold, 28 are in the green and 3 are in the red, so I'm very happy there with the ratios. And the 3 that are in the red that we'll look at later on, 2 of those I'll be consistently dollar cost averaging into, and I am going to have a cool off period there as well. I'll just leave them for a few weeks to see how they go. If they go down in value even further, well and good, I'll buy more at an even cheaper price. But if they go back up in value, it's a win-win either way because I go back into the green. And the third stock that's in the red is one of my newer stocks that are in the red, so I will be kind of focusing on that over the next few weeks. Again, we'll talk about that later on. But for now, the communication services pie is up 27.5%. I'm very happy with how this is going. Walt Disney is up 42% and Facebook is up over 15%. Now, again, there isn't room here at the moment to dollar cost average, but I'll discuss my plan of action there later on as well. We then have over €1,400 invested in consumer discretionary, up over 5%, 3 holdings here. Tesla, which was down over 20% a few weeks back, is now back into the green. Firstly, thanks to dollar cost averaging, and second of all, because of the uptrend in the stock. So it's now back to 2% in the green, which is a 22% turnaround. So I'm very happy that I got in at a cheaper price here. Now we still don't have one full share of Tesla yet, but we're getting there. I think we have about 0.7 or 0.75 of a share. So hopefully over the next few weeks, if it does go back into the red, I'll certainly snap up more and get that one full share. We then have McDonald's up over 10%, 10.4%. And the third stock here, Nike, is one of the 3 in the red currently. It's one of the new stocks in the red. Now it's down 3.66%. We have about 2 or so shares in Nike, so I will be focusing here next week and hopefully getting this back into the green by buying in at a cheaper price. We then have my consumer staples pie up 8.2% or €1,279. 3 stocks here, all 3 are in the green thankfully. Coca-Cola is up nearly 12%, PepsiCo up 10.8% and P&G up over 3%. I'm quite happy here how these are going because, for example, Coca-Cola and PepsiCo were in the red not so long ago, but thankfully because we bought in more shares at a cheaper price, we got a cheaper overall average price. And if you're kind of new to this channel, that's one of the main premises of investing I do here, dollar cost averaging into stocks that are down in value. So over the long term, we make more of a profit. So overall, I'm very happy with how this stock portfolio pie is doing at the moment. Next up, we have my energy sector pie. We have €630 invested here and we're up 10%. Now the bottom 2 here, let's start with the positives. ExxonMobil and Chevron are doing very well at the moment. Chevron is up 37%, although it was up about 45% only a few weeks back. And ExxonMobil is up over 60%, so I'm still very happy with how these 2 are performing. Now the top one here, the iShares Global Clean Energy ETF. I made many in-depth videos on this already, but it's currently down 4.2%, which is actually fairly good considering it was down about 15 or 16% only about 2 weeks back. So I have been dollar cost averaging in here small amounts, albeit small amounts, but it was consistent over the last few weeks. So I'm still happy that even though it's down 4%, it's still a lot better than what it was a few weeks back. So I'm going to leave this kind of one of these ETFs to cool off for the next few weeks and just see where it goes. If it goes down again back into, let's say, 5, 6, 10% mark down in the red, I will be investing further. But if it goes back into the green, well, that's well and good as well. So it's win-win either way if I take that approach. My two normal ETFs in my ETF portfolio pie, we have €800 invested here, or just under 800, are up over 21.8%, so I'm very happy with how these are going. The SP 500 is up 22.5%, and the FTSE 100 is up over 17%. So again, these kind of two ETFs, I wanted to have about 10% of my overall portfolio. So again, we can see we have about 8,000 invested at the moment, or 8,700, and have 800 allocated to ETFs. So it's about 8.5% thereabouts at the moment. So I probably will be putting more money in here eventually, as I haven't put any further capital in here in about a month or two at the moment. In my financial sector pie, this is probably one of the best performing pies at the moment. We have €1,150 invested and are up over 33.3%. All 5 stocks here doing substantially or very well. Now, it's probably due to pot luck that we got in at such a cheap price. So we can see the likes of Goldman Sachs and Bank of America up about 57 and 65% respectively. JP Morgan Chase is up over 50% as well. So these three are probably some of my top performers. We then have MasterCard and Visa, both up between 14 and 17%. Now, Visa and MasterCard were in the red only a few weeks back as well. But thankfully, because I got a cheaper overall price and I bought more to dollar cost average, that kind of helped boost them back into the green. So overall, this financial sector I'm very happy with at the moment. A pie that I don't really pay too much attention to, and I probably should, is the healthcare pie. We are up over 14% and have €901 invested. All 3 stocks here are in the green. Now, there's nothing too exciting about any of these stocks. Johnson & Johnson's up 12.6, AbbVie is up 26.8, and Pfizer's up 8.8, so I'm very happy with how they're performing. But again, this is probably one of the sectors where I don't really pay too much close attention to. So, again, it's just there because of diversification and to help dollar cost average by having more stocks. But again, overall, I'm very happy with how it's going. We then have my industrial pie. We have €287 here, and the reason we don't have a lot here is because the second we bought these 3 stocks, they went up in value fairly fast, so I didn't really get a chance to buy in at the dip, which again probably isn't something to complain about either. But we're up 23.8%, all 3 here in the green. 3M is up 21.6%, Caterpillar is up 46%, so I'm very surprised with that one, thankfully. And Waste Management is up just under 20%. So again, I'll probably just leave these for now as they are fairly well in the green. So if they do sign to come back to parity or go back into the red, I'll be sure to snap up more to kind of boost up this overall pie. The next 3 pies then, firstly is materials. We still have no holdings here. Now, people have suggested some holdings that I could put into my materials and utility pies. So thanks very much for that. I'm currently looking into them, and over the next few weeks I will be adding in at least one position into my materials and utility pies. We then have my penny stock pie. It's down 22%. Now I only have the one here in the form of High Tide, ticker symbol HITIF. Again, I made many in-depth videos on this, and I believe that in the long term this has great potential, even though it's down 22% at the moment. That might seem crazy, but for me, I believe that a lot of the bigger investors are kind of pumping or dumping this stock, should I say, and they're kind of getting it in at a cheaper price and buying it all back up. So I have made videos where I showed all the kind of catalysts and fundamentals going forward that will act as huge benefits or incentives for this stock to do well. So I really do believe, and I can't really comprehend why it's down 22%, because everything I've looked up over the last few weeks and months is all positive news for this company. So again, let's see how this performs. I'll probably leave this, just like my iShares ETF, I'll leave this for the next few weeks just to see how it goes. But I do really believe that this penny stock will do well in the long term, hence why I'm going to hold on, even though it's down 22%. We then have my real estate pie. We have 16 or 17% in the green. We only have €69 invested. Again, just like my utilities and materials, I would like to add a further position here, as we only have the one in the form of realty income. So if you have any suggestions on a realty income or real estate stock, please comment below. Now, I have been suggested some ETF kind of related real estate stocks or ETFs, so I'm currently looking into 1 or 2 of those at the moment as well. So thanks very much for suggesting. Still, one of my biggest holdings or pies is the technology pie. Now, this is obviously a pie I'm very interested in, and probably a lot of people are. This is currently worth about €1,400, and we're up 24.4%. All 5 technology stocks are doing fairly well. We have Microsoft up 23%, Amazon up 6.75%, Apple is up 18%, Alphabet Class A is up nearly 53%, so I'm very surprised with that one. And then IBM is currently up 18.8%. Now when I bought IBM originally, it was a slow starter. For the first few weeks, it was literally at parity. Probably went up 1% or down 1% into the red or green at the start for the first few weeks, so I'm kind of happy this has finally started to move. So again, overall, this pie is doing very well, and this is definitely my most interested pie for me personally. So that's pretty much it for today's video. I just wanted to give a brief update on my Trading212 portfolio this week. Now, as I said, we're up about 16% and have €8,700 invested. After this video, I will be depositing a further €400 in cash, so I'll have that as free funds to take advantage next week and even the weeks after that. As I put in about €400, I will be putting or investing about €100 each of the 4 weeks of this month. So let's see how that goes, I guess, and that will be over €9,000 invested then, which again is over 9% towards my overall goal of having €100,000 invested in the market. Thanks very much, enjoy your Friday, and I will see you all in tomorrow's video.